I had some requests for Blaire's meat style, so that's what I'm going to do today. It's just a single waterfall on each side, and you gather them together in the back. Spray, 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 spray. Blaire was one of the last girl of the years that actually came out on New Year's Day. So I start by grabbing a piece of hair at the top of the part, and I go down to about the end of the eyebrow with it. Then I split it in two. I'm going to take that first piece, and then I'm going to cross it over the one underneath it. Now this is where I'm going to grab the third piece, and the third piece is always going to be the one that you're going to drop in the middle of those two crossed pieces. And then you're going to forget about that piece. That's it. You're done with that piece. You don't need to do anything else. The one that is furthest away from the head, you're going to cross it all the way up to the top. And you're going to grab another piece up by the part, and you're going to drop it in between those two pieces. You're always going to be working with the two pieces that you started with. The piece that you grab from the top that you drop in between, you're just going to do that one thing with it and then leave it alone. And you can pull it to make it tighter as you go. Before I do style it, I always spray with the water like you saw me do in the beginning, and then I do smooth it out and use my hairbrush. So the hair is relatively damp here, and that makes this a lot easier. I also typically would use a topsy tail or a rat tail comb to grab that piece at the top, but I didn't bring it upstairs with me. I just keep going, grabbing pieces from the top until I get to the end of the part, and that's where I'm going to stop it. I twist it up a little bit at the back, and then I'm going to use a clip and clip it in place so that I can do the other side. And see how if you pull those pieces that you dropped through, it makes it nice and neat and tight. Now you just repeat the same thing on the other side. When I start the style on both sides, I start it from the end of the eyebrow so that it's even on both sides because her part is not centered. So it is very easy to get it uneven if you don't find a starting point. When I put it into her pony in the back, I use her nose as a reference point just to make sure I'm getting it centered. Then I pull those pieces through again, make sure her hair is nice and neat, and then I will pull that elastic up a bit to tighten it up and make it secure. And of course, as a last step, I do curl her hair back up, and I'll add her little flower hair clip back in her hair. See, she's got some little flyaways. You could go in with some tweezers. Any of your dolls that have little flyaways like this, it is fine to go in with a pair of tweezers and pluck out these little stray hairs. I just wouldn't recommend, plucking out a massive amount of them. I wouldn't pluck out a bunch of them, but it's absolutely fine to go in with your tweezers and get some of these little flyaways out. Let's go find you some dairy-free ice cream.